All right, before we move off of CPAC for the day, just a couple other little highlights from other speakers at CPAC Texas 2022. Of course, Mike Pillow, MyPillow CEO Mike Lindell, continues to be obsessed with machines. You guys remember his obsession with machines.
We're doing a class action lawsuit against all machines.
He made the principled and defiant and scary announcement at CPAC that 54 countries have now been taken by the machines.
And this is very important you hear me on this. Over 54 countries have now been taken by the machines or are getting taken by the machines.
Yeah.
And you never get to go back. Venezuela, Australia, they're gone.
Australia does not use voting machines, by the way.
Don't get to vote out the machines once they're there. Once they're there, you don't get your country back.
So as you can imagine, obviously, I now have that on my soundboard as well.
Over 54 countries have now been taken by the machines.
Yep. Here's Ted Cruz, Texas Republican Senator Ted Cruz. He now has this pronoun quip that he uses at every opportunity, and the crowd loves it, but he just sounds so dumb.
Well, my name is Ted Cruz, and my pronouns are kiss my ass.
Whoa. That counts as clever and interesting for the American right. Here is Rick Scott. Rick Scott, who's a Republican senator of Florida. I challenge you to follow what the hell Rick Scott is talking about here. This is bonkers stuff.
Everyone will obey, and no one will be allowed to complain. If you do speak up, boom, you're going to be canceled.
Canceled.
Your views, if you don't conform with Big Tech, Fauci, or Neil Young, you're going to be taken off Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter.
Yep. In fact, I expressed displeasure at 2 Neil Young songs, and we're about to lose our YouTube channel. It's crazy out there.
The militant left in America are the modern-day version of book burners.
No. He was expecting more applause on that one. Did you see? He does this pause, and you can tell he's expecting more applause. And when it doesn't come, he just waits.
Modern-day version of book burners.
Yeah. That's right, says one guy.
Canceling, silencing, and banning from the internet is book burning. These are the most narrow-minded, intolerant people our country has ever seen.
Mm-hmm. Really struggling with the applause lines. And I also didn't realize Rick Scott's diction was so poor. Like, I didn't realize he was this bad of a speaker.
They are completely ignorant of both world history and American history. Socialism leads to two things: poverty and oppression.
There's no socialism here. I mean, that may or may not be true, but the U.S. isn't a socialist country. Biden's not a socialist. Democrats are not socialists.
Socialism is not a new idea. It's one of the dumbest, oldest, and most discredited ideas of the 20th century that resulted in the deaths of 100 million people. Yet these Democrats, who have no idea how the real world works, are acting like they just invented socialism.
Yeah. So just an electric speaker, Rick Scott, impossible to follow. And then lastly, here is Marjorie Taylor Greene again saying Christian nationalism is a great thing.
But when I said that I'm a Christian nationalist, I have nothing to be ashamed of, because that's what most Americans are. We're proud of our faith.
Yeah, very untrue. Many Americans are nominally Christian, but Christian nationalism, meaning this inextricable, intertwined nature of Christianity and government, most Americans are not for that. Marjorie Taylor Greene is just flat out wrong. So an absurd CPAC Texas 2022. We'll take a quick break and be back after this with the results of the Alex Jones trial.